This is Cynthia Toet, your TV host for Your Hidden Love Story. I want you to keep your mindset on the higher vibrational mindset so you can keep living your life and going on this beautiful journey you got. I can't live here without you. We need all of you. You're all here. You have all a special reason, a special purpose, and nobody can do it just like you. This is Cynthia Toet, your TV host for Your Hidden Love Story. We're on episode 2061, breaking free from those old stories to release emotional independence. Woo, 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 woo. Hope you guys are having an awesome, amazing day. My main reason for coming live on this show is I do believe we have all been misled and misguided by our emotional self. And what do I mean by that is we are operating from a lower vibrational energy by default. The energy that we're operating from is fear, doubt, insecurity, not whole enough, not complete enough, feeling like we got to prove ourselves out there to the world or to someone else. And that is actually lowering your vibration. My goal here is to flip that emotional story around to better so you're operating from a higher vibrational feeling, from love and above, joy, laughter, play, happiness, peace, harmony, passion, desire. Come on, baby, let's get this show rolling and let's get your life going. Woo, 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 woo. Hope you're having an awesome, amazing day. Breaking free from old stories to declare emotional independence. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, what does emotional independence mean? Let's see. Are your emotions controlling you? I want to know. Well, not by, excuse me, what does emotional independence really mean is not being controlled by them, not allowing our emotions to control our lives, to define our day, to define what's going to happen next just because we have an emotional explosion or blow up or offset, not to allow those emotions to control our day. It is more so to feel them, Yes, feel them. And to recognize them. Yep. And to accept them. Oh, this is the way I feel. And then to release them. Take that deep breath, take that 5-second pause, release that emotion, that one that's making you feel heavy, that one that's making you feel angry, the one that's taking your strength away, the one that's making you feel sad. Just release it from any part of your body that it is sitting there. You do not need any validation from anyone or anyone else to define your worth, your value, or to define your own happiness. For it is about you being sovereign in your own self-talk, to say, I own my energy, I guide my story, I am my own boss for my own internal self. It's my internal dialogue that is actually running the show. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, says, or does. It does matter how you think, to how you are going to react and respond to each and every situation, even when those emotions come up out of the middle of nowhere. Remember to go ahead and feel it, but recognize it. Bring yourself home, recognize it, and accept that that is a feeling. It's an emotion. And the emotions go through us. They do not define us. That is not who we are. Emotions are energy. So that's why we need to go ahead and release them. Recognize those old stories. Are you still living in those old stories? Are those old stories still running in your head, claiming your life, defining your life, telling you the way that you're supposed to be or not be? Well, I'm here to tell you that we need to define those old stories. Let's redefine them, reconstruct them, recraft them. Like the stories about, like, you have to prove yourself out there to the world. No, 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 no. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody, not to one soul. All you have to do is be okay with self. Or when you're talking about, they always leave. Every time I get a partner, they always leave. Stop telling yourself that. If they're leaving because of them, their own issues, their own insecurities, their own doubts, their own stories in the background. It has nothing to do with you. So stop it and leave it. Or that story that I am not good enough. You know, that's a lie. That's the biggest lie I ever heard. You guys saying I'm not good enough. Each and every one of you are good enough. All you have to do is say, I am enough. I am good enough. I am awesome. I am amazing. I'm special. I'm unique. I'm one of a kind. I'm one badass. Yes, I'm one badass person. You know, it is that story that's going on in the background. That narrative noise is going on in the background in your head. That's what's most important. That's what we need to pay attention to. So recognize those old stories that are still living around in the background in your head that are not serving you for your highest purpose or your highest need. Ask yourself, is this a belief I am still holding on to today, which is not my truth? Then when you say yes to that, that is one that you need to re-look at, to redefine. Is identifying the emotional loops keeping you stuck? Oh, I don't know. What is that dialogue? What is that default dialogue going on in the background? Is that the one that's actually keeping you stuck right where you are, right where you're at right now today? Is that the one? Oh, I'm telling you, we got to see what that default loop is. Repeating patterns of fear, shame, or abandonment can become your default dialogue. No, you guys are not broken. No, you're not stuck. You're just, no, yes, you are stuck in a loop that needs to be loved. It needs to have no judgment. So those repeating patterns, that one that, like if you go live on TikTok, or maybe you're too afraid to push that live on TikTok, and it's just fear that's stopping you. This is just an example. It doesn't mean that's what you're going to do. But that would be, and say you did this 100 times and you still never went live, all because of fear alone. We need to let go of that. Just go ahead and push that button. It takes you a lot less time, a lot less energy to push that button. So once you go live, if you don't like it, then you find out you don't like it. Or anything that makes it feel like you can't do something, like that's not the way I was taught. I was taught that I wasn't supposed to eat peanut butter and bananas together. Yeah, I was told that was wrong, not to combine the foods. But you know what? And it makes me feel shameful when I even think about putting peanut butter and bananas together. And I want you to get rid of that shameful feeling that just because somebody told you that you're not supposed to do it doesn't make it true for you. Go ahead, try it. Get that peanut butter, get that banana, combine the two, and see if you like it. If you don't like it, so be it. If you do like it, well, so be that too. At least you found your truth. Or any form of abandonment. I think many of us have gone through this, that maybe one parent or one brother, one sister had left the home, and you're always feeling like you were left alone and you were abandoned. But that is a dialogue. That is a loop going on. Each person, they leave for their own personal reasons. They're not leaving because of you. They're leaving because they feel like that's what they're supposed to be doing at that time. So they weren't really trying to abandon you. They were trying to get on their own chariot and go their own way. So it's really, really, really important for us to figure out which repeating patterns that we have going on in the background, whether it's fear, shame, abandonment, that's becoming your default dialogue. Because you are not broken. You're just stuck in that loop that needs love and judgment. So you could say, I choose a new default. My new default comes from love, trust, and freedom. Declare the inner truth, revealing your core essence. Yes, the emotional independence. This is what we're going to talk about, this emotional independence. We want to figure out how to get there. We want to feel emotionally free. Declare your emotional independence by affirming, I am whole. I am complete, with or without approval. I don't need your approval, or your approval, nobody's approval for me to feel or choose a certain way. The only approval I need is my own. Or you can say, for to declare your own emotional independence, you could say, I trust in myself. I trust that I am going in the right direction. I trust myself to rise above. I trust that I'm making the most beneficial choices and for myself. Even if I take the wrong path for a moment, I trust that I will find myself to make the U-turn to come back, to get right back on path. If I took that wrong path, there was something for me to learn down that path that's actually going to make me more stronger and more courageous. Or you can say, I release what no longer aligns with my highest truth. If it's not serving me to my highest good, to my highest truth, I'm choosing to release it. If it's something that's going on in the background that I'm constantly questioning, wow, is that true? I don't, that's feeling uncomfortable. Why is it people believe that way? Stop that and just release it. And just, again, realign yourself to your highest truth, okay? You might want to write your own and speak your own declaration of independence during the show or even after the show. What would your new truth be? What would you declare your emotional independence? What would that affirmation be? Anchor it spiritually. Just like nations have declare independence and set new laws, you're creating a new spiritual agreement with who? With you, which is the most important person to you. So align with divine's love as your new guiding voice. Like say, I am no longer governed by fear. I raise above. I raise above love. I raise myself to be operating under love's leadership. So maybe if you have an emotional belief that you're ready to release tonight, one of the things to do, you can do some EFT tapping. Like maybe let's say I want to release fear because I have, this fear that gets in my way, or maybe, resistance, like that would be mine. I have resistance every time I'm going to go in a new direction, or I got something new to go. I have this big resistance pedal. But we can do EFT. Say I first you go, I deeply completely love and accept myself. I deeply completely love and accept myself. I deeply completely love and accept myself. I'm choosing to release all forms of resistance, all that resistance that stays blocked up and stopped up inside of me, that makes it so I can't move, and I don't move, and I just stay stuck in this one pile of not doing because of resistance. All I'm doing right now is I'm asking for myself to release all forms of resistance, and to bring it in, to bring in peace, to bring in trust instead. I'm going to bring peace in to calm my inner self down, and I'm going to trust in myself. It's okay and safe to make that next brave move. Nothing to resist. It's all about doing. I deeply, completely love and accept myself. So I no longer live by the old, it's like an affirmation. I no longer live by old emotional scripts. I am the authority of my soul's freedom. You guys, I did write a book. It's called I don't know. I had a brain fart. Flipping your emotional story around to better. I do have a little commercial. I'll run that right now. I'll be right back. So remember to stick around. And it's commercial break time. And what's she going to talk about on her commercial? Yeah, what's she going to talk about? She's going to talk about, did you know that Cynthia Toet, she's an author. She wrote a book this year called Flipping Your Emotional Story Around to Better. Yes, that's the book that she wrote, and it is on Amazon. It is an ebook and a hard copy, whichever you prefer. Go over there right now and grab your copy right now to see what it's going to take to flip your emotional story around to better. Okay, back to the show now. Yes, that is an e-copy and a hard copy over there on Amazon. And at the end of the book, if you get to the end of the book and you feel like you need some coaching services to help flip your emotional story around to better, please check my email that's down here below in the description at gypsymedicinewoman at gmail.com to get some coaching services. And tonight I'm going to do something a little bit differently. I am going to get some divine messages coming in from, it's just different. We're just going to pull it different. So, we're going to get some divine messages. Yeah, like this, we're going to pull. We're doing the saging. We're saging the house right now. We're saging it before we get these divine messages. Here they come. Here we come. Where are those divine messages going to come from? Well, we're going to figure that out too. Let's see. I'm going to ask the cards a little question. The first question I'm going to ask is the old story that's ready to be released. What is that old story that you guys are going through that's ready to be released? What is that old story? Oh, it's taking the risk. That's the Fool card. The old story. You're afraid to take that risk, that next step, because you can't see that next step. you don't know where that next step is going to take you. But that's pretty much true for almost anything. We can take these next steps, but we don't know what's going to happen next. So that's the card that it wants you to go ahead and take that next step and trust in divine. I'm going to pull 3 cards for each area. And to take that next step and trust and believe in yourself with the ultimate love. Love yourself all the way. Have your cups full with so much love, so you can actually take that step without it holding you down. And move forward with passion, move forward with desire, with that next step. Okay, so you can release the fear. We want to release it and trust. We're going to replace fear with trust. Trust that that next step that you're going to take is going to be just fine. You do not have to see what that next step is. You just have to take it. Okay, the second question is the truth your soul is ready to speak. What is that truth that's ready to speak? Yeah, your truth wants you to be successful, be abundant, to be seen, to put those wings on, to put that passion on, to put that love on. Yeah, your truth soul really wants you to come out and shine so you can be seen, so you can see the highest version of yourself. I love it. To remember so you can let go of all forms of strife, Look at the strife, and look at, we replace these dead, broken wings to vibrant, colorful ones, because we replaced it with passion, with action, with desire, because your truth, your soul really wants you to speak from your higher self, And it does, doing what is being asked in the readings, it does take a little balancing. We have to do a little blending. What hasn't been working, what is working. Let's sprinkle what is working, which is coming from love and above, into what's not working, which is fear, doubt, and insecurity. And we're kind of like blending the two emotions together to get to a balance so you can come out and shine. And then the last question is the freedom that comes from choosing love. Let's see what that freedom is that comes when you're choosing love. What is a freedom? Oh, it gives you some kind of movement. You may feel like we all have divine masculine and the divine feminine energy within. It gives us movement so we can move, our energies come in together. So, and when we come, that's making us whole and complete. Having that divine masculine, that divine feminine energy working together is such a beautiful feeling, because then you really feel grounded, whole, complete, awesome, amazing. And it allows you to make a forward movement. It allows you to move forward with so much love. It lets you speak with love. It lets you act with love. It lets you choose from love. And it also grounds yourself. It balances yourself. That's what I have for this little spread for today's show. It was this old stories that need to be released is, remember, let go of fear. Even though you cannot see the next step, go ahead and take it. And the truth your soul really wants from you, your soul really wants you to shine your brightest shine, be that best version of yourself. And the freedom that comes from that choice is, coming together wholly and completely with love and feeling grounded and whole and complete. So I hope you like that. So remember, you are not your past story. You are the voice rewriting the next chapter. And divine wants you to know, when you choose love over fear, you create reality that reflects your worth. Here I have a closing affirmation, and then I have a little commercial. Well, it's kind of commercial closing. It's letting go and moving on, and then I'll be closing the show. So, I hope you enjoyed it. All right. Well, I better tell you what that closing affirmation is first. I am emotionally free. I honor my truth. I write my story in love and light. That's what I have for you today. Hope you have a very awesome, amazing, beautiful day. And remember to catch me if you're watching this live. Catch me here in just a few minutes to catch my next live. See you in a little bit. Bye bye, butterflies. Catch.